Make some noise for the $50 billion man, Dan Pena.
I'm not sure what high status means to you. I know what high performance means to me. And I do know what summit means, but I am the $50 billion man, and I'm going to get, if I leave here today with you liking me, I didn't do my job. I didn't do my job. And I very seldom leave with anybody liking me, so I know I'm going to do my job. And I'm not here to insult your ethnicity, but I will. I'm not here to insult your religion, but I will. I'm not here to insult your gender, but I will. Because in the real fucking world, nobody gives a fuck. And political correctness is nothing more than a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem. You want to fit in. You want people to like you. Why? Because you've had poor fucking role models. And who's your role model? Mommy, maybe daddy, an older brother, a grandparent. How were they made to be put in a position to create high-performance people? Your families are your biggest detriment. I left the United States in 1981, and I'm Hispanic. But I knew I could not achieve my goals from the barrio with a familia. Impossible. How much sacrifice are you willing to make to achieve your goals? Kids are not programmed for success. Why? Because your parents weren't successful. Kids don't do what parents tell them to do. They do what they see their parents do. It is one thing to study war and another to live like warriors. You guys have read all the books. Look at you now. What good has it got you? You've listened to all the podcasts. See, you've been deluded, bullshitted into believing that reading is taking action. You've been deluded into believing that listening to a podcast is taking action. It's not. The only thing that's taking action is pulling the motherfucking trigger. Take fucking action. And the reason that you've been the way you are is because you're desperate to fit in, and your parents have been desperate to fit in. Once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. Command allows no intimacy, it's lonely at the top. And one of the reasons that the current generation is so fucked up is because they want to be everybody's friend. It's lonely at the top, kids. Warren Buffett only has one friend, Charlie Munger. Bill Gates has one friend, Melinda Gates. Steve Jobs had no friends. Ray Kroc is McDonald's, had no friends. And look at you. You got a plethora of fucking friends, or people you call your friends. I drove by a college today, and I spent a lot of time on university campuses, and I yelled, boo. 35 people went to the hospital. 734 needed crisis counseling. 429 needed a safe area or room, and classes were canceled for a week. If your adult child needs a safe space to avoid offensive words, you failed as a fucking parent. If anything in my seminar offends you, blame your parents for raising a pussy. If love got the job done, most parents would have produced high performers. It doesn't. And if love got the job done, you wouldn't be in this room today. Love just doesn't get the fucking job done, and we're going to talk more about that. The coders have not figured out how to write an algorithm for experience. You cannot write an algorithm for my 50 years of experience. You cannot write an algorithm of the tens of thousands of deals I've looked at. The lowest interest rates in 5,000 years. You get this? The lowest interest rates in 5,000 years. What are you going to tell your children and grandchildren 25 years from now? Gee, Daddy, gee, Grandpa, what the fuck were you doing when the world changed and they were giving fucking money away? Other than have your thumb up your fucking ass. I think you go like this. It's the lowest interest rates in 5,000 years. Other values more important. How many, you know I'm telling you the truth. You know who tells you that? Poor fuckers. Nobody that's got a fucking any kind of net worth whatsoever tells you the money's dirty. Money's not the root of all evil. Poverty is the root of all evil. Bill Gates and all these people I just talked about, they don't hang. They don't fucking chill. You do not see Bill Gates at the Super Bowl. You will not see Elon Musk at the World Cup. Success is like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you will fuck. It all starts with the first step. That's a cheap cliche. Okay, but most of you, the people that you're surrounded with, are not role models. They're negative role models. And I mean, it's starting with your family. It's a shitty thing to say. You have to surround yourself with tougher people. This generation and a half has learned to make money online, like a retard, and you have no social skills. You have no interpersonal skills. You have no verbal skills. You're fucked. You've got to go out of your way, and it's not easy, kids. Every day, default's a bitch. You're going to go back to your homes. Default, mom, dad, wife, girlfriend, brother, sister. They're not on the same treadmill as you are. Now, people will ask, why do I use such graphic language and graphic examples? Because it works! Nobody ever misunderstands what the fuck I'm saying. Never. Never. So I've been talking shit since I'm a kid. And so my accomplishments have caught up with my big fucking mouth. So, I mean, you got to be a better communicator, and you got to get the message across better. And just because your girlfriend or your mother understands what you're saying doesn't mean the masses. When your goal, remember that thing of the goal and the family and the pessimist and all those things you got to go through? That goal is for you, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, when that goal is the most important thing in your life, shit happens. You move mountains. The biggest breakthroughs the kids have is when they realize that when you become fearless, your world opens up. I'm a shitty parent. My kids have to call to make an appointment to talk to me on the phone. And they have to give one of my 4 assistants an agenda. Time is money, kids. Time's fucking money. You can make money back, but you can never get time back. It's not that you go out of way to be a shithead, okay? But when you stop worrying about how they feel and you start worrying about how you feel, because you're the most important thing in your life, not somebody else, your whole life changes. The whole dynamics change. And then, kids, as Pope John II said, totus tuus. It's all in your hands. Thank you.